Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are taking our feed. We want to say a pleasant day to you. Welcome to live football action right here from the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium in Anguilla, the British West Indies. And we've got a mouth-watering encounter here between these two teams, nemesis to one another. The Ducks United in the green and white strip, the Roaring Lions, the traditional orange. And this is the Champions League. The Roaring Lions, they are the champions of this year's tournament. We are playing what we dub here the A Division, our Champions League. And these certainly are the two top teams in this year's competition. As I say, good afternoon. My name is Tony Fleming, and I have my commentator here. Welcome, Doc Brian, to the microphones. Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon, and this does promise to be a very exciting game slated for today. A couple of faces are back for both sides, specifically the Lions. Max, he is back in the starting lineup. Lineup fully reads Jaden Abbott, the number 5, Kenny Brooks Bell, the number 7, Shamari Mighty Bryan, the number 18, Kareem Burris, number 46 in goal, Jermaine Hughes, number 24, Max Marley Pitson Fabian, the number 27, Tyreek John, number 23. Still no Jarvis Jones after making his debut. He's been yet to play another game for them. Also, no Tyreek Lake as well. So it's CJ Cameron Lloyd getting the start, number 16. Another face is back. Jelly Jamal Richardson, the number 2. Keanu Richardson, the number 19. And the captain, Tafari Smith, the number 4. Oliver Walker's on the bench today. He is on the bench as well as Capel Batiste, who they'll both be looking to make an impact as the game goes on.
Yes, certainly. The referee in the middle is Mr. Albert Burton. He's assisted by Harley, and we've got our very own commentator, referee extraordinaire, the man John Millington as well. The fourth official is Mr. White. And familiar faces, you did mention the likes of Tyreek. Tyreek is away at the moment. Oliver Walker, with his job, so to speak, he usually gets here on the late side of things. Capel Batiste here on the backside of his playing days, especially in this high competition. And so quite a number of the youngsters for the Roaring Lions, the likes of Tafari, Keanu, Jelly is back, Cameron Lloyd, who is back on the pitch again, as well as when we look at the Ducks United, they are their usual selves. We can see, just in case you're wondering, the man with the band around his head, that is in fact Donahue, who would have certainly given himself a hair change. So we will see whether or not that would help. So, but the ball is with the Roaring Lions.
Yes, a few changes being made for the Ducks United as well. And a new face, well, not a new face, a familiar face is back for them as well. Looks like Michael Ferguson is getting the start today. The full lineup reads Miguel Abraham, the number 10, Steve Smiles Austin, the number 18, Masimba Bowen, the number 22. Passion is late for the game, so he is a scratch. Jonathan Gishard is the number 12, Sylvanus James, the number 9, Darius Lanton in goal. Akeem Mata McIntyre is the captain at number 7. Zanya O'Donoghue is the number 3. They did initially have Loxley Parker slated to start, but he has been replaced by Michael Ferguson. Michael Ferguson, he's in number 13. Jermaine Bino Ricketts, he's in number 16. And Jose Torres, the import from, I believe, Mexico, he is the number 11.
Yes, and different lineup. We see Max playing on the left side of midfield for the Roaring Lions. And Jelly, who was away for quite some time, is back. He is in the center forward position.
Yes, and looks like the man Keeney Brooks Bell. He plays everywhere. He's playing at center back today. He's been forced to slot in there with the man Marvin Erskine being away.
Yes, and good utility player at times. Very good player as well. Doesn't give 100% all the time, but he can certainly slot in a number of areas on the park, and those are the kind of players you really want to have in your starting lineup in your side. Utility players, very few and far between, and good to have Keeney Brooks Bell filling in where the vacancy were created with the absence of Marvin, who has really had a good season throughout the course of this year's tournament, and certainly going to miss his services, but it's certainly next man up. It's a corner kick to the Ducks United.
So the ball is whipped into the area, but dealt with. Only for the moment. Another ball comes in. It's dangerous! And Simba just couldn't get his head to it.
And that should have been goal number one because that was floated over nicely. Two players there at the back post, Masimba Boyne and Sylvanus. Ball eluding both of them. I really thought that Kareem should have at least made an effort to come to that ball. But here is Jay on the attack.
Jaden Abbott with a long shot at goal and easy work for Darius Lanton. So it's interesting to see how both sides are using their, what you would call their variety guy, the guy that can play anywhere. Because Smiles, he is playing at right back today. We would have seen him playing on the wing and in midfield for Ducks United, especially when Marshall had returned to the Ducks United. Marshall filled in at right back, and Smiles was allowed to go further up the field, but with no Marshall today, Smiles has to go back into a right back, and Torres comes into the 11. But surprisingly, no Loxley Parker.
Yes.
Parker coming in from St. Oh, brilliant ball across here. It's going to find Jelly, but good defending by Michael Ferguson.
Wow, that was a really delicious, sumptuous ball there, played in there for Jelly. He did run onto it, and I really thought that probably could have pulled the trigger, but he was trying to at least cut it back. He had a man on the far post there in Marley, Ibnson, and good defending there, though, on the part of Michael, getting back timely, because that could have spelled some danger there for the Ducks United.
So Michael with Simba. Oh, Lanton dropped that one, but it was cleared. With Simba coming back in coming to the Ducks United from the Enforcers, Michael's chances have been a bit more limited this season. So it'll be a key test to see how he comes in today, having not played that much at all this year, battling with injury as well as battling for places in the side with the man Passion, who's become an out-and-out centre-back this year, and he was the perfect foil, really, for Masimba Bowen, the more technical. He is a shorter player, but he's very technical, very fast.
Yes, and Michael has not been in the best of physical shape, so to speak, coming off of an injury as well. And you said with the likes of Masimba Boyne coming in, really solidifying himself in the spot, but break momentarily because Lions is on the attack again.
Here come the Roaring Lions, trying to slot one across. He will pick this one up and keep it in play. Looking for a teammate. The Lions trying to manufacture an opportunity. Forced to go all the way back to Tyreek John. John shifts it inside. It's a good tackle, however, but back with Tyreek John. John goes to Keeney. Still the Lions. They've recycled possession, trying to build it once again. A foul there by Mata. Free kick to the Lions. Seems to be CJ playing off the right wing and the man Marley Vincent Fabian off the left and Jelly through the middle. We know Jelly to be a natural winger, and we saw in the semi-final versus Lima, CJ play through the middle.
It's a wasted free kick there just now by the player there in Kaini Brooks Bell. And because John was saying, what are you doing? You're just ready to set up. It's going to be a real interesting encounter here. These two teams both play each other very, very well. And at one point they were saying probably would have been a better finals as well. But we must say kudos to the attackers for really putting up a good show, even in the end as well. So,
yes, you saw in the playoffs that was it 3 games that went to penalties, and that's given away to CJ. Here comes CJ. Lantern came out well, but CJ couldn't get his touch under control.
yes, certainly an opportunity there for CJ. A good run from him, actually, after the ball would have eluded the defender there. He got onto it, but just a heavy touch and the alertness of Darius Lantern, the goalkeeper there, really coming off his line and averting the danger there. But wow, that's another opportunity could have been had there. But good work there from the defense there and the goalkeeper there in Lantern. Corner kick taken quickly.
This time Lantern does collect, but not cleanly. But that's due to there being a foul. Free kick to the Ducks.
It's good to see Lantern coming though for those balls, as opposed to some of the keepers we would have seen here in this tournament so far. He is really using the hands and the advantage as well to clutch those corner kicks.
Yes, you have 2 different types of keepers really. You have those that are very aggressive for aerial balls, and then those that are a bit more passive, where we would see the likes of Ramney Gomez, Lantern, and Jelani Lawrence being very aggressive coming out for aerial balls. You also have the likes of Daniel Bailey and the man in Dariana, who are less, even Kareem Burris, who are less inclined to be coming out for those aerial balls and prefer to stay on their line and make the reactionary save, as Miguel has a shot that's blocked. Trying to create space. It's still Miguel. He's still going, and his pass is not a good one. Good turn there. As it looks like J.J. Abbott he's playing in.
Yes. More in a central role, yeah.
Yes, he's also known to be a winger. Seems like he's playing midfield with Jermaine and the man Keanu Richardson. Mr. Fari will clear. Again, the Lions, they have so many combinations of players that can play in midfield. You've seen the man Keeney Brooks Bell. He started off the starting in central midfield. That's a good ball. It's going to find Sylvanus James, but Burris came out well to collect.
Yes, we've seen some good work from both goalkeepers so far. Sin Vallis getting through there, but the alertness of Burris coming off his line and really snuffing that one away from his boot.
Here come the Lions. He's forced to go back and recycle possession. He will do so. Hughes. Long searching ball for CJ. But it was just snuffed out there by O'Donoghue. Miguel gives it away back to Jermaine. Jermaine looking for the 1-2. And again O'Donoghue gets in the way. Only as far as Abbott. His attempt is going to be blocked. And it's Sylvanos is going to find Jose Torres. Torres over on this left-hand side. Looks a very composed figure. Jose Torres finds Bino Ricketts. They just want to cross for Miguel. Further wide, we'll find Smiles who chips it over. Johnny with a bicycle attempt and a brilliant save.
Is that
It was Sylvanus, I believe,
Sylvanus?
actually.
Yes, yes.
With the bicycle effort, with a good save by Boris.
It's good attempt there from Sylvanus, but a little bit of poor defending there. That player over there on the far side was all alone by himself, and was able to chip that ball into Sylvanus, who was not as tightly marked as he should have been, and really trying to created a good opportunity there in being innovative, but equal to the task was Boris.
This one is going to find the Ducks once again, but giving away. A bit of tackling there. Good defensive work.
Yeah, both teams really looking to stamp their authority, especially in midfield. The game is flowing nicely so far on both ends, both in defense and the midfield. We've seen some good goalkeeping so far, and so we're certainly in for a good encounter here. So Keanu is playing and Jermaine is playing defensive midfield there for the Roaring Lions. We've seen where they have employed the services of Keanu more in a central attacking role. This time he is fulfilling that slot made vacant there by Tyreek Lake.
Yes, we know that the favored midfield coming down to the business end of the season was Hughes and Tyreek Lake in the double pivot, as we call it, and the Keanu being the more creative of the midfield three. But if Tyreek being out, it's forced the man in Keanu Richardson to drop a bit deeper into the double pivot, and then the veteran in Jay Abbott, he is become that creative piece in midfield. We know that if Capel wasn't make it to the game, that would have been his position, because that's a position that he has favored in the latter stages of his career. You know, earlier he was a striker, and he was an out-and-out striker, a very good finisher, very good getting in between the lines. And if you want a modern-day comparison to someone who's playing in the league now, Capel reminded me a lot of, no, this is not a knock on the player, but it reminded me a lot of a better version of Yannick from the Limers, and just the fact that they're not the tallest striker, but they're very intelligent. They're able to run between the lines well, and they're able to create something out of nothing, really. And they have a very good left boot as well.
Yeah, certainly the both players, you're not missing any football, as some attention is being given to one of the Ducks players who would have probably picked up a knock there in the center circle. That looks like Sylvanus, and so some attention has been given to him. I know for sure, though, that the Roaring Lions will certainly miss the services of Tyreek Lake, because he's one of those calm midfield players who can not only play defensively, but can also move the chains forward from an attacking sense as well. So his calmness and his control and his passing will certainly be missed here today, and those attributes would definitely need to be filled by the likes of Jermaine Hughes, who is a pretty good, nifty midfielder in terms of his aggressiveness, his sharpness as well, and so to that of Keanu as well. We have seen where Keanu would have, showed huge potential in his earlier years, just before he would have left to go off to Antigua. Has not really come back to that stage as yet, but is getting there with work. And so in all, on both ends, players are missing, but they've got the number of players to slot into those spots that can still at least keep the momentum and keep the driving force of the team going forward. We're into the 16 minutes of play. Play just about to restarted now, and fair play given back. Ball was with Roaring Lions, and it's Boris now.
Tafari will receive the pass back. Just controlling the position for now, Tafari. Mighty trying to go down the line. Yet again, O'Donoghue is in the way. throw in to the Lions. Lions, they've had the fair share of the possession, but the best chance for the game has fallen to the Ducks. But that may not be the case so much longer. The pass is a bit too heavy. Goal kick.
Yes, again, idea is good, but probably could have gone on the far side to Marley there on the far side, but trying to tread the needle there and just overhitting it. There was the evergreen Jaden Abbott for the Rowan Lions.
But he's about 37 years old and still looking as sharp as ever.
He's been playing a very, very long time, but always seems to have that fighting spirit, that energetic engine to really push on, especially in these big game as well.
He just seems to turn it up a gear in the big games. Not Lantern. Boris takes a control. And, well, that could have spelled some danger.
And that is very poor there on the part of Boris. That ball should have gone straight back upfield. But maybe he wasn't as comfortable as can be. Because we have seen the goalkeepers who would try to kick out and miss, and that would have gone straight in goal had he missed. So
Mata is cleared out and wins a free kick. It looks like Ricketts has retaken his deeper role as the ball is floated over looking for Jose Torres. It's up against Mighty. It will be a Ducks throw. As Ricketts, he's dropped back into his deeper role we would have seen early in the Champions League, where he would have played a lot higher upfield and must play as a striker really earlier in the Champions League, but now he's dropped back into his deep midfield role that he's been playing a lot more often. I would have heard at times from some supporters that they would want to see Bino playing higher up the field just to get closer to the goal, seeing as he is the Ducks' main goal threat.
I think what he does, depending on the team around him, he does that to get a lot closer to the ball as much as possible to really become that midfielder for the pass to be relayed to him so that he can start the attack from there a little bit deep and gets away with it from time to time, because I would want to think that the team should really be looking at that and try to burn the space there as much as possible, hoping that they can do that.
What the way he's been playing has worked with him, because he did lead the league in assists. He did gather some 10 assists as the man goes down. Referee blows the whistle. That is a penalty.
Yes, well, again, we were talking about, was that Masimba Boyne or is that Michael Ferguson? Is that Masimba Boyne? It's almost like that was the, yes, and he's going to be, is he going to be given a card? But certainly the ball was played awkwardly from the boot of Donohue, rolled to the left, and the player there, is that Ibnson?
It was looking like Jaden Abbott.
But Jaden Abbott got onto it, knocked it through his legs, and in an effort, because he couldn't turn immediately, he impeded him, and
yes,
well,
looking back at the
yes,
replay, yes, it was
good
definitely
call,
impeding
yeah.
by Masimba Bowen, because it's going to be a penalty, and buried, absolutely buried. One goal to nil. Lantern went the right way, but could get nowhere close. Lions strike first.
Yes, certainly there, and Semini probably blaming Donohue, say, what were you doing there with that cross? Because it certainly put Masimba Boyne into some serious trouble. Good alertness there from Jaden Abbott, getting onto it and knocking it through Boyne's legs, and was trying to get around, and he just, as if just muscle him off the ball, and they see the Rowan Lions taking a 1-0. So this should open the game up even more here with these two teams.
The goal scorer, Tyreek John, is on the ball now. He's playing a good ball over the top. Michael clears awkwardly. And it's going to run close to the corner flag. Michael gets a second chance. And he strikes the light post. It's a throw in to the Lions.
And then we were questioning not starting that number 5 midfielder.
Ball in. Oh, that should have been 2. That really should have been 2. It looked like CJ there.
Yes, that should have. Couldn't want anything better than that. Almost as if it caught him by surprise that he was so open and got the pass so easy, made a mess of it, and that could have easily been 2-0 there to the Rowan Lions. But on a bit of spot of bother there, the defense there for Ducks United. I was just going to make the point that maybe Ben probably would have missed the trick in starting the number 5 player there, Parker, there for him in the person of Michael Ferguson, but he knows best as a coach.
Yes, from what I've seen from Parker, he's been a very good player for them so far. We've slotted in midfield and played very well in the game that the captain Matter was out suspended. He took up that defensive midfield role and played it to perfection, which have led me to believe he may have been able to slot in at center back if you were without any other options, but he opted to go for his more trusted option in the man Michael Ferguson. Ferguson, of course, would have been the Doc stalwart at the back a couple of seasons ago, but again, he has been suffering with injury for the better part of this season, injury and lack of fitness.
We see some good pressing there from the Rowan Lions, closing down, and
now here comes the man Jelly. Jelly Richardson will turn. CJ trying to get through the gap. Torres and O'Donoghue take care of the danger. And O'Donoghue will clear only as far as Mighty. Mighty to Keanu. Keanu gets back onto his right foot. That's a good challenge. Oh, it's illegal challenge, says the referee.
That one, certainly we'll have to.
I think he's calling it back for the initial foul.
Yes. Well, Jelly is one of those players whose center of gravity is very low to the ground, and he can shift you almost at ease with lots of deception, so to speak. Here is the free kick.
Tyreek John, who's already scored a goal today from the penalty spot, he's over this one. John floats in a very good ball, but Lantern got there just ahead of Tafari arriving at the back post. This one is bouncing around there, but picked up once again by Tyreek John. Lions trying to break away. It's with Jelly. Jelly shifts a couple players, trying to slide one through to CJ, but O'Donoghue's once again there. Torres gets the return pass. Back to O'Donoghue. Torres once again. Oh, he shifts Mighty very well. Jose Torres gets the 1-2 as well. Torres again shifts Mighty. He is going to be not fouled, says the referee.
Yeah. Probably just got stumped.
Look, he got stumped on and he's still down.
And he's still down, yeah. Mighty just a little bit over anxiously careless, not looking at the ball. Because if you realize Torres have some good moves here, but he doesn't really have that pace as a Stewie, Sylvanus to really go past you. So it would behoove the player to just look at the ball and just keep the player in front. But really putting on some good move there and maybe picking up a knock that referee Burton thought was a fair challenge.
Play is resumed as Torres is off the field. Getting treatment from the medic there in Griffith. There's Miguel over on the left-hand side now. Miguel against Mighty. And again, he tries to shift Mighty. Mighty slides in and does well. CJ with some pressure being applied by Ricketts. And Ricketts will win possession. Ricketts. It's cutting inside. Goes back to O'Donoghue. Return there. Very good work by Mata. But he gives it away with the pass. Mighty. There's no orange shirts that far up the field. Yes, and Bowen will retain possession.
You tell the difference because Jelly is not an out-and-out striker.
As you can see, we're Screecher have been going back to receive the long pass over the top. Jelly was coming short to try and get it into feet. Header comes in, but it's nowhere near powerful or accurate enough to trouble Lantern.
You spoke about earlier on the likes of Fu and Jarvis. Haven't seen them on the field that much, training, so to speak. And whether or not they've been busy, we don't know, but they haven't been around since those two particular games as much as we would have expected them to be. So probably that's something that we'll certainly have to find out in times to come.
I haven't seen the man Fu at all in recent times. And I know Jarvis Jones, he was suffering from an injury. He would have picked up an injury not related to football. And the shot comes in. Oh, wonderful. Jonathan Gishard on the half volley has equalized. A pot shot, really, from the edge of the area. He has tied it. 1 goal apiece.
Well, poor defending there on the part of CJ, and even more terrible goalkeeping there from Boris, as if he didn't even know, he didn't see the shot coming there. But good shot there, nevertheless, from Jonathan to get that equalizer in the 29th minute of play, and we are back on equal terms between these two teams. John scoring from the penalty spot, and the national striker there, number 12, Jonathan Gishard, scoring from the run of play there. Their soft goal there conceded there by the Roaring Lions.
Well, contrary to recent Ducks and Lions games, the scoring has been free-flowing thus far. It's 1-1 within a half hour. We've seen on previous meetings between these two sides, the score took a bit longer for the two sides to get into their scoring mood.
Yes, but that first the ball came over and dropped. Torres just barely got it across there to Jonathan Gishard, who just decided, well, I'm gonna have a shot at goal, and Boris was at the near post, but as if he didn't see it.
Free kick to the Lions. Can we put another good ball? It's John. Not a dangerous ball, but dealt with.
Well, we did say 2-1 either side.
Yes, we did say 2-1 before we went to the broadcast. Before we went live today, we did say 2-1 as our predicted score. And it's going to be an offside call against, looks like Smiles there.
Yes, certainly.
Well, what I will say is that Smiles, he does definitely have the license to go forward. He has been streaking down that right-hand side, but he is a very fit man, is Smiles. And he has been able to go forward and to come back with relative ease. Here comes Hughes. Sliding once through, but there was no one making that run.
Because Jelly, who the striker, is not really in the pocket. He should be on the last defender. There he's more running from a number 10 position there. And So it certainly won't reach those balls based on his position. We might be more asked against he comes further midfield as if probably they will make some change and ask Jay to play center forward possibly.
Or maybe even CJ to play center forward. CJ, he has played as a striker numerous times for the Lions, or even Keeney Brooks Bell. And that would force even more changes, because then who plays center back? We know Tyreek John can play center back. We'll play there for the Salsa Ballers, but then who plays at left back? At the same time, would have seen CJ playing as a fullback one of the previous games for the Lions, when the man Fu was just introduced. CJ was playing at right back, so there's a lot of positional versatility, a lot of questions that can be asked, a lot of questions that can be answered. Hughes shifts this one out wide. He gets around the outside, but it's a disappointing end to a promising move.
Yes, Keanu, they're having a shot but not getting the direction correct, but the power, not as much power as he would have liked.
And Torres and Johnny weren't on the same page there. Throw into the Lions.
Just thinking though that Shamari is giving too much space there to Torres actually. Needs to get a little more closer to Torres, allowing him to get too open.
So here comes another foul being blown and another free kick.
34th minute of play, all square, 1-1. Lions from the penalty spot. Ducks United from the run of play, the boot of Jonathan Gishard. Here we see a cross coming over, but that one is going to roll into touch for a corner kick there. And just shepherded out there by Donahue. It's going to be a goal kick. And has really brought this game back from the start again. Both of these teams will have to look and go and search for that goal to push themselves forward.
Yes, it is Friday night football here at the REGTC. And tomorrow we do have a couple big games slated to be played. The Diamonds FC versus the Spartans in what you would call a final for the D-League. Yes. Because as it stands now, pretty much whichever team wins the game wins the trophy. But the Spartans, they have a fair few goals to make up on goal difference.
Certainly, and that's going to be an exciting encounter because I think both teams are equally balanced, and but look to see which team can grab all the spoils.
And later in the evening, I believe the Shining Stars, they'll be taking on the Youngsters, if I remember the schedule correctly. I do believe that is the game slated to take place.
Ducks United playing themselves there in a spit of bother again. Michael Ferguson couldn't control his weight. Ball going into touch for another corner kick.
I do believe the kickoffs for both of those games have been pushed back an hour. So the Spartans Diamonds game will kick off at 8. At 6, sorry. And the female game kicks off at 8.
That's because the Youngsters, the under 14 team, gets in here at 5 o'clock. And
there's a motorcade, I believe, to the stadium. Ball comes in here, but it's over the head of everyone. I believe there will be a motorcade being from the Blind Point Ferry Terminal to the stadium tomorrow at 5 p.m. That's why the games have been pushed back about an hour. As the rain is starting to fall here in the valley Anguilla, the Raymond Eagleshaw Technical Center. It is footballing action in the Champions League. Roaring Lions and Ducks United. Two teams that have recently been in the runnings for championships. We would have seen the Lions, they would have won their fourth championship in the Male League with pressure by CJ. While the Ducks would have got their hands on some silverware last year, but it wasn't the league. Not last year, the year before, sorry. That's a good ball in towards Tyreek John. Just a bit too much mustard on it.
Yes, really good idea there from Shamari Bryan. There's some good plays there and really going across field. Probably just a little much too close to the goalkeeper there in Darius, and the flight of the ball, the curl of the ball, taking it outside for a goal kick. In the 38 minutes of play, the rain is coming down, and we've got a good match on our hands here this evening.
Torres trying to go inside. A good bit of shielding there by Ricketts. Back to Torres. Mighty wins possession and can't keep it in play. Thrown to the Ducks. It's going to be O'Donoghue to take this throw in now. O'Donoghue goes inside to Bino Ricketts. Chips one across, looking for Smiles. Smiles forward, it bounces through, and Keeney got a valuable touch. Here comes Jay Abbott. That's going to be a foul and the free kick to the Roaring Lions.
Yes, Jay is in the walls, picking up the knocks.
Referee not allowing that free kick to be taken quickly. As it's going to be taken short now to Tyreek John. Now, Fabian couldn't get there first. It's booted upfield, but it stays in play. Actually, it did not stay in play. Took a very odd bounce.
Yeah.
Throw to the Lions. Looking to turn out there. This one not going to be called a foul. A Lions throw yet again. Lions scoring from the penalty spot. This one is given away almost. Tafari against Sylvanus. That's speed against speed, and Tafari just got there.
Yes.
The rain. So the grass is just slick, so the ball slides across the ground faster. And that is what I believe caused the ball to just skip away from Tafari rather than giving him time to come onto the ball.
Yeah.
Throw goal short. Bit careless there, but
certainly
no harm
both
done.
of these two teams here are looking to really get all 3 points. You know that whoever wins, there is no playoff in the Champions League. That's it.
Have to win your games. Can't afford any slip-ups. While in the regular season there was a room for some error. The Lions and the attackers, they had a horrid start to the season. The Lions probably lost more games this season than I've seen them lose probably over the past 4 or 5 seasons. But with there being a playoff system being implemented, there was room for error, and when the time of when the business end came around, the Lions and the attackers, they were able to get the job done.
Yes, certainly.
Booted a very long upfield by a Lantern. Header one by Tafari, just over the head of Jermaine, and Miguel will pick it up. Ricketts. And Tafari's out of position now. This could spell some trouble. Instead of opting, as you can see, the man, Passion is making his way into the bench area now for the Ducks United. I suspect he may not be too far away from coming onto the field of play, maybe at the start of the second half. Here comes Jermaine. Not too many orange shirts in the opposing half right now. But Lions are able to keep possession for the moment.
Jelly, I think just catching Jay a little bit there, running forward and knocking it back towards him as he was in a forward movement and not making connection on the pass. And so we see Jay saying he should have gone, but given away there by the Ducks United again, poorly.
It's given away cheaply. Hughes.
Not seen the likes of Miguel into the game that much there. Sumari is slipping and sliding.
Miguel, he is not the same player he used to be. Prime Miguel, when he was on the attackers, was tearing up defenses. Winning championships for the attackers in 2011, if I remember correctly. 2011, Prime Miguel, he was a completely different player to the one he is today. We're not seeing those driving runs that we're used to seeing from him all the time. He's not driving through defenses, driving through midfields like he usually does.
So a tactical change there by Ben. He's brought Sylvanus back over here on the left side.
His favorite side. That could have been trouble, but O'Donoghue composed himself well, and Michael Ferguson clears. But it's given away to CJ. Hits it straight at Lantern.
Again, CJ with a chance again. And there you see, is that Oliver Walker? That's another chance going begging there for CJ. The poor pass here from Mata. It wasn't offside. And all he had to do is just knock it around Lantern, who was coming out, but
just couldn't do it. Tafari steps out well. As it's going to be Keeney. Chipped over the top. Only as far as the Lions, but they gave a position straight back to the Ducks United. O'Donoghue. Good work by Ricketts to beat a couple players. And he will get the free kick that he wanted. Into the 45th minute of play. You will just see 1 minute.
Yes.
1 minute of added time. Just the one.
And the minute Masimba Boy is eating it up.
Taking his precious time with it. Captain Mata. Goes short. The pass is blocked. Throw into the Ducks. Lions immediately. So they're sending two players to warm up. Can't tell exactly who they are at the moment. I suspect Screechy is not too far away from joining them.
Two youngsters in Mark and Dalik.
I suspect Coach Nico may not be happy with something, as he is not one who usually makes substitutions early in encounters. Usually waits to the halftime whistle. Speaking of the halftime whistle, there it goes by referee Burton. And at the half, we're back to square one. It's Lions 1, Ducks 1.
Yes, certainly, and equally good half for both teams. I can say just as it should be, both teams getting quite a number of opportunities. Rowan Lions had a couple of glorious opportunities, at least to push the score forward. The Ducks United, they themselves had a couple of opportunities as well. So all equal here at the end of the first half. The Rowan Lions versus the Ducks United in the Champions League tournament here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium, right here in Rainbow City, Anguilla, the British West Indies. We go on a break until maybe just about 10, 12 minutes, and you can rejoin us then with the second half of this enthralling encounter between these two top teams. Welcome back to live football coverage action from the Raymond E. Gishad Stadium, the Friday edition of the Champions League between two top teams, the defending champions, the Roaring Lions for the league, that is, and they are doing battle against the Ducks United. At halftime, the score is 1-1. Your commentator is Doc Bryan, commentsman Tony Fleming. And we are happy to bring you this live action here. Doc, we say welcome back, and we're in for a really good half. We've seen where some adjustment has been made there in defense. The Michael Ferguson giving way to Passion, and Oliver Walker. Is it Jelly who would have left the field? Yes, Jamel Richardson giving way to Mercurial striker there in the man Screechy Oliver Walker. And so Stocks United with this time to start things off.
Jelly just coming back in to the Lions setup. It's gotten just 45 minutes. And Screechy is back in. While Michael back into the Ducks United setup. He also got just 45 minutes as he tried to beat one too many there. Did Max. Looked good thus far, has Max. Here's Johnny. Goal scorer for the Ducks United. Such a brilliant ball through. Looking for Sylvanus. Sylvanus James puts it wide.
Yes, and the Royal Lions looking for a handball there, and almost giving, well, not almost giving an opportunity there to Sylvanus, and certainly chance going there. Shot taken, but goes wide of the goalkeeper there, Bowers. That's on his right side, and so actions have started swiftly here between these two teams as well. You see a good move there by the number 27 there in Max Ipinson. And was nicely defended there by the defender there for Ducks United. Yes, Torres a little nifty player there. Some good moves there in the touches as to where he wants the ball to go, and not reading as well as the number 7 player there is Kaini Bell, and certainly had to be bailed out there ferociously by the defensive midfield player there in Keanu Richardson. Well, the
maybe experiencing some technical difficulty right now. I think it may be sorted.
Yes, it's going to be a free kick actually there. Quite strangely, because I think the player would have played the ball. But we've seen where a similar goal would have scored on Kareem from this distance in
Trying to force one into the near post, but Boris holds on in the end. Boots it long upfield, looking for Jay. Jay won't get there, but CJ will pick up the scraps of it. CJ back out wide to Jay. Jay can feed through CJ, but unable to execute as he would have wanted. But good pressure. Here come the Lions. He has a Screechy to aim at. The ball is deflected and straight into the arms of Darius Lantern.
Had a good cross there by CJ. For all that hard work, could have done a lot better with it.
Well, just to update you on what's going on in the region, the West Indies, they are now 11 for 2.
Well,
Both Mayers and Brooks have gone for ducks.
Well, lightning don't strike twice, as they say.
Brooks would have played a brilliant half century in the last game there versus New Zealand. Today, couldn't get off the mark. They will rely heavily on their captain Puran as well as Hope and the man coming back into the side, Brandon King, if they want to chase down these runs for victory. They also have the man who hails from Angola and St. Martin, Casey Catty, in their lineup today. So we'll be keeping one eye on that, as we would like to see Casey getting an opportunity to bat. He did bat at number 3 in the last game. We'll yet to see where he will bat today.
I'm certainly looking for him to score some runs. In the meantime, this game here is certainly turning out to be a good one. Both teams are looking for all 3 points, knowing that they've got some other challenges that they need to face. The Ducks United, they have already made light work of the Limers in their first encounter, and they're looking to go top with 6 points. The Roaring Lions, on the other hand, they're saying, well, we are the champions and we are certainly not going to give it easy away, looking for all 3 points.
Yes, and both of these sides still have to face the attackers. And the attackers they would have picked up a victory, but not a convincing victory by any means.
Well, we can say that the referee, was it an offside kick?
It's going to be an offside or foul, so a free kick.
It's interesting
But
infringement there.
the attackers and kicks game, it ended in dubious circumstances. Here comes Sylvanus. Sylvanus trying to cut inside. Can't do so. Yes, and the game did end after referee Burton would have sent off the kicks goalkeeper and their captain Jelani Lawrence. And the kicks, they would have not had a goalkeeper. Of them already playing with 10 men. Screechy Walker! Oh, brilliant by Lantana!
My, that was some scintillating football play there from the Roaring Lions.
Now here comes Johnny, forces it across towards Jose Torres. Torres, still now, whips in a dangerous ball. Headed clear only as far as Bino Ricketts. Straight at Boris.
Dino will certainly want to have that one back on his left foot, but
over the top towards Screechy, but he's offside.
man, I tell you, that build up there just for the Roaring Lions there from Jermaine there was really one for the big television screen that we're bringing to you here, and equally an immaculate save there from the man Lanton. Some of the saves you would have seen from Gomez in the finals. Lanton was right there, and man,
it was an exact replica of that save from Gomez in the final. Similar position for Screechy, a similar shot up towards the far corner, and yet again a brilliant save. The reactions,
yes,
brilliant by Darius Lanton. Free kick taken, not his best effort there, Tariq John. And the Ducks can break. It's Torres. Tries to shoot it across towards Johnny, but Keeney Brooks Bell will send it back to Boris. Boris goes across to Mighty. Good pressure here up the field. It can be whipped in. He does whip it in, but the defender got there just.
And again, I would say for Kareem, that's the furthest side of the field. He could have easily knocked it back right here on the short side to Kaine Brooks Bell, because the distance the ball had to travel going over there to Mighty. I mean, even though Mighty would have made a meal of it as well, I think he probably would have been better served to knock back here to Brooksbell and had a better outcome.
Corner comes in. Headed away only as far as Another corner.
Yes, but it's good tightly and contested encounter here between these two teams. And
another sub will be made for the Roaring Lions. It looks like CJ is coming off the field. Difficult to see who will replace him.
It's like Capel.
I think it may be the mercurial man, Pel Batiste. It is going to be Pel who will be coming on. Whipped in by Bino. Not his best delivery into the side netting. A goal kick. Ten minutes into this second half, sorry. It is still 1 goal apiece. We have had chances. Definitely have had chances. Screechy should have scored a few moments ago, if not for the brilliance of Darius Lantham, showing why he is still to this day a number one in this league. Though he is up there in age, he's still able to pull out those brilliant reactionary saves, just getting across and diving well. Even at this advanced stage, Darius Lantham is still in the Anguilla setup as well. Lantham. And even though he would be some 43 or 44 years of age, still pulling out moments of magic.
He's the Masters goalkeeper for sure. And really one of those. Good pass there from Capel, but Jay making a mess of it.
It seems like Jaden Abbott has gone over to the right flank, and Pel, he is playing as the attacking midfielder, exactly as we suspected. Mighty. That's a very good pass there. It's going to find. He's cutting inside well. Cuts it back. Screechy. And Tyreek John can't keep his shot down.
That's a really good pass from Mighty. I think Screechy should not be putting his hands up because he should have been a little bit more further over, waiting for that pass, cutting back. It was just a little bit too central, in center, and the pass just passed him because of the weight of it. But good play there from Mighty.
Tafari leaves it for Brooks Bell. Keanu does well. Keanu's had a good game today. It's a good ball to Tyreek John, who was offside.
I would want to see that one, Doc. That looks a little close. John looked like he was running on. I can see my referee in front of me here. Rose certainly going to have a look at that one too, because that looks very, very, very tight there.
It was a tight, very, very tight call there by referee Hawley. Mata. Back across towards Ricketts, who beats a man very well. Shoots a ball back across towards Jonathan Gishard. Gets his initial shot blocked. Gishard chips it over the top, but neither of his teammates were on the same page as him.
Yes. If this game continues this way, we certainly have a winner here tonight, Doc. But good, tight, gritty encounter between these two teams. Not giving anything away. And all we see the captain there in Tafari there. We're just talking to himself, encouraging himself.
Trying to build through the midfield, the Docs. but unable to do so. Put it forward. Capel can't get it under control. It runs all the way back to Darius Lanta.
Certainly acknowledging the idea there from Mighty.
Picked up now by Captain Mata. Now Bina Ricketts. Across once again to Akeem Mata McIntyre. Smiles. Passion. Back to Mata. As this pass cut out by Jermaine Hughes. And a bit of defending initially there by Simba. It's still with Jaden Abbott. It's clipped over the top looking for Torres, who can't keep it in play.
Just making a meal of it there was Jay, trying to get the ball to Screechy, who
Well, that looked like a handball. It is going to be a handball. A bit careless there by Keeney, and him and Tafari are having words.
yeah, just a little bit careless there, from Tafari, but that happens when you're too comfortable,
Too casual.
casual, and like again, we would have seen where Ricketts scored from on Boris from this distance. I'm not sure why he's asking for a two-man wall here from that distance.
The man is
really.
going into the wall now because that's definitely a dangerous range.
Here we see where Capel is saying you need to come to the wall. I would definitely come to the line of the wall. I don't need to go all the way back
Trying
there.
to go far post, where he did beat Boris the first time, but this time he couldn't get the dip on it.
I'm not a goalkeeper, Doc, but from that distance, with that much space and area in front of me, clear that I can see, you have to be something very spectacular to beat me from there. But well, that's just me.
Goal kick to the Lions. Boris goes along. Header is one. Finds a Torres. Headed away well there by Keanu. Now Max. Back to Keanu. Now Capel Batis. Trying to get back inside. Unable to do so. And it was left. But all three of them were on different pages because Ricketts left it for Johnny, but Johnny left it for Torres, and they ended up losing possession.
And I know Brooks Bell is trying to play the safe route, but had all the time in the world to at least control the ball and get a pass on, but just kicked it outside. Good defense there from Max.
Yes, Max has played very well today. Yes, he still has the quality.
Yeah, Screechy, that ball should have gone over to Dre on the other side, though. That certainly would have been much better pass. Well,
Away, straight to Screechy. To Capella. Capella. Still Capella. Runs out of real estate to drive into. Good turn there by Johnny. Very good walk by Johnny. And Silvana stops running. That was brilliant work by Johnny, but Silvanas did stop running.
oh, Screechy, he's still down.
I don't think he's injured. I think his ego might just be bruised a little bit. Because he wanted a foul and he didn't get it at all. He has to be careful because Burton may give him a card.
He did pick a knocker, but I want to think that Burton saw that Batiste had control and was really dribbling through and elected not to call. I can understand that call from the referee. Whether or not that we see referees do from time to time to call the playback, probably thought that Capel had more than enough time to do something with the ball and elected not to call it back. And I'm certainly sure that's why he's really saying to Masimba Boyne there as well, the culprit. Squeegee probably just picked up on that, but
Given away by O'Donoghue. Capel shots it out wide well. A chance for the Lions once again. It's a good ball, but just not high enough.
well,
Sylvanus.
not a good ball to me at all.
Sylvanus James. Again, him and Johnny aren't on the same page. Good press, however. And Burris shoots it out wide. This could be a little dangerous, and he's forced to just clear it out.
Both careless there from Brooks Bell and Boris. Giving the ball away there. Sylvanus made a good move, but gave the ball away straight to Brooks Bell, and he almost made a meal of it. Had to go back to the goalkeeper and had all acres of space in front of him.
Here comes Mata. Cross to Passion. O'Donoghue. Still Donahue now, and will now find Abino Ricketts. Try to volley it across towards Torres, but Tariq John gets in the way. John trying to force feed it out wide towards Jaden Abbott, but here comes Batiste. Now Max. What can Max do this time? Max cuts inside. Max has a volley at goal. That was a very threatening shot. Tafari. Very composed, beating two men very easily. But the pass just wasn't where it needed to be.
Yes. Moved it from Tafari, but I think he thought that a man should have been there and realized that, well, it wasn't really there. But that was a powerful shot from Max there.
Well, and even worse news. It's 21 for 3 now.
Well, certainly not, certainly not paying any attention to that. Maybe after this match.
Brandon King has given away his wicket.
That's what it is.
You know, it's disheartening being a West Indian fan sometimes, because sometimes they show you their good side and then sometimes they show you this. And in recent times we've seen more often than not, it's been this rather than their good side. 21 for 3.
Win 2 on the trot, lose 4.
Well, the Anguillian Casey Carty is coming to the middle now, so we'll see if he can change the game. Very good young batter. Played well for the Leeward Islands, and we'll see if he can continue his a good form into the West Indies colors. Here come the Roaring Lions. Dealt with partially. And it's going to be out for a corner.
Yes, we're into the 68th minute of play here. Still all square here at 1 apiece. We had a goal from the penalty spot, both of Tariq John, and then we had Johnny in the run of play scoring as well, equalizing. And so far, no team has been able to get into the ascendancy. And
another poor delivery behind the goal.
Good corner kick there at all.
Seeing this game, a number of poor corners. Bino had a real corner into the side netting. Tyreek John has missed it a few. Not been the best day for good set pieces. Simba, only as far as Keeney, but Keeney gets it wrong. Johnny slides, takes him out, and that is going to be a free kick.
One of the complaints that they had in the first encounter was that Jonathan Gishard was very, very physical, so to speak. So maybe trick trying to come into play now, but we certainly will need to see some finesse from both of these two teams if they really are to break the deadlock here this evening.
Max with a floating ball in. Headed away and cleared further upfield. Max up against Johnny. Offsetting, I believe, says the referee, as they both pretty much jumped into each other there. And Ricketts shoots it out wide to Sylvanus. He's had a quiet game thus far, Sylvanus James. It was sort of the bicycle kick attempt. It almost went in. Hasn't really had much to say today. I haven't quite seen the best of Bina Ricketts either.
Yes, Miguel as well.
Yes. The pass is a bit too heavy.
Oh, not a good pass from Jay at all.
Lantana will collect. 20 minutes left in this one. Still 1 goal apiece. We did say 2-1 before the game. And Tony, I think I'm going to turn off my alerts from Cricket Info now, because just got the alert that now Shea Hope is gone 23 for 4. I think I'm going to turn off my Cricket Info alerts and turn over my phone, because that's a bit disheartening to say as a West Indian fan. As a cricketing fan at large.
This game is certainly more exciting than the cricket matches.
You can see the challenges are coming in thick and fast now.
Yes, and Richardson there, Keanu Richardson might have done himself some damage there as well. After that challenge, he is on his haunches there. And certainly needs to see some guys need to be warming up there. Let's see the likes of Kieran Warner. Have not seen him. But these two teams, though, Doc, they have certainly, while the Roaring Lions would have won out in terms of championship, so to speak, they have not been that far apart when it comes to the results in terms of games and matches. It's either one way or the other from time to time. We've seen where when it mattered most, the attackers, the Roaring Lions, they are the ones who really comes to the party and really wins the match. We see Tafari there. Could ill afford to lose him there in defense, because he has been one of those real staunch defensive players there. They wouldn't like to see him go off at all, but he just jogged to the bench probably just to maybe get a drink of water and maybe just to pass word on to Coach Nico. They were seeing where the player there in Keanu, he too would have picked a knock up and been asked to go off the field so that he can start again. But the Roaring Lions could either afford to lose the services of Tafari. But having said that as well, they've got the likes there of Jermaine Hughes, who is a very good defensive player there as well. So maybe
he could start in the centre back if he was needed to.
Yes, we've seen him playing that slot for the national team on a number of occasions.
Played for the Lions when I would have first seen him coming up. He was playing centre back.
He played it very, very well. So
shift over the top, taken down by Johnny, and was rushed, very rushed. Boris will collect. '74th minute of play. Still 1 goal apiece. The man who is missing certainly for Ducks United that we haven't spoken about is Khalid Tavernier, coming over from St. Martin. Scored 2 goals in their previous encounter versus the Limers FC, playing on the wing. He's looked very, very good.
That might be it for Tafari. That might be. No, it's not Tafari. That's Keanu, is it? Tafari, yes. That might be it for Tafari because he is certainly struggling there, yeah. And he's signaling for a substitute as well. There's a few cramps, so to speak.
That could spell danger.
Well, he came back on, so and he's saying, well, not today.
He's certainly not moving as freely as he usually does. Tariq John and him are having forwards. Tafari, he's been at the wars all day trying to get his team to the levels that he knows that they can get to.
Yeah, he's one of those tough, gritty players, you know, who wears his heart on his sleeve.
Heart and soul of the Lions, I like
Yeah.
to call him. He's their captain this season, taking over the armband from Jermaine Hughes. And it's an armband that's been worn by a number of prestigious players in Anguillian history. And all the way back to the now president of the Anguilla Football Association, Gordon Connor.
Yes.
Man, Casa playing for the Attackers. Back when he was in his prime, he was captain in the Lions. So many prestigious players throughout Anguillian history as captain of the Lions, and their responsibility has not fallen to Tafari Smith.
Yeah, well, what has been good for the Rowan Lions is that they are able to blood young footballers to maintain the flow of the team, and that has stood the test of time for them, even now.
Slot to the cross. Here come the Lions. It's Capel Baptiste bounces off a man and will lose possession. Smiles with Torres. Torres in towards Johnny, but Jermaine steps in well. On as far as Ricketts. Miguel trying to go more of those driving runs, but in the past, he would have beaten about 3 or 4 guys with it. This time, he could only beat the one. Screechy. Gets past Simba, Screechy. Screechy. Turning his back now, wanting some support. He will shoot to the cross. And looking for the 1-2. Doesn't get the 1-2. He's a bit frustrated. A long searching ball for Sylvanos, but it just skips. It skips on the slick surface, and Boris collects.
Yes, better keeping from Boris, reading the situation and reading it well, making sure that he gets off his line quickly. The intensity is certainly rising again.
So far, they are very soft, I must say. And Burton, the referee can't get out of the way of that one.
Well, I wonder if that is to say, yes, it was certainly a foul. So you have to stop the play. Yeah, but I don't think Batik probably would have gotten that one from Burton.
It's very soft. There's a sub will be made for the Ducks. It looks like Torres is coming off. Yet to see who will replace him, but
Is it Stewie, probably?
it may be the man Stewie
Have we
Murray.
seen the number 5 player yet?
I think, no, I've not seen Loxley Parker at all.
It's quite interesting because I thought he would have played very well for. Well, maybe it's the instructions given out from the head of the Ducks camp, really, as to play the players, the more local players. But I really thought that he probably should have gotten a look in, and certainly would have helped the Ducks United team. But
I really like the look of Loxley Parker when I saw him, and I do think he may have contributed more to this game than a couple of the guys that they would have started over him.
I can see where he can be slotted in right for Miguel, actually.
I was trying not to call the name.
Yes.
That's why I said a couple of the guys that started over him, but that was the exact player that came to mind. That slotted him into the double pivot with Mata and pushed Bino further forward.
Yes, Miguel has certainly not looked his usual self.
He's not looked like the Miguel of old at all. Boris tries to keep it in play. Unable to do so successfully. Corner kick.
Yes, we've seen Miguel plays a lot better than whether he's short of work, but he's not his driving self. He's not. It's more, dominant, forceful attacking that we have seen so far.
He's not taking on players the way he usually does.
And even when he does, the ball goes some distance away, heavy touches.
Doesn't quite have the close control he used to have. Ball whipped in. Header won by the Roaring Lions. Trying to clear. Not quite able to do so, but it's a free kick to the Lions, says referee Burton. Burton probably doing a lot more games than he anticipated doing when he came back to referee.
It's a pretty good job so far in this match. He has let it, flowed, made the calls, maybe one or two misses here and there, but nothing over and above.
But what I will say, he's the same disciplinary Burton of old. Before this one, when it was first going back, would have refereed 2 games and given out 4 red cards. The same disciplinary Burton of old. Stands for no nonsense at all. I gave Lawrence a red card for having too much to say to him, and then gave 3 red cards for a tussle in that Eagle Claw versus Spartans game. Here come the Roaring Lions. It's a very good ball whipped in, and Screechy Walker makes it 2-1.
Well, and the man who would have made all of that play, I hope he's okay, because he's ended up all the way over on the far end of things on the fence surrounding the field. But it was started from some real good reading there of we can't really forget the importance of Jermaine Hughes, because he read the seams very well for that pass, picked it up, played it nicely over to Shamari, and Shamari streaming down the line. This time he got the cross pinpoint, and Screechy this time as well was right in perfect position to just head it into the back of the net for 2-1. We did say 2-1, but still got time, Doc.
I don't think Screechy could have missed if he tried.
Certainly not.
Salty made for the Lions, and I don't know if my eyes are that bad, but I can't see the board at all. Not at all. Looks like, is that young Dalik Moore?
Yes, that's Dalik, yes.
A wide quickly to Stewie. Miguel gives the pass away. It is Moore. Seems like he has come on to the left flank. And he's replaced Max, it looks like. Not seeing Max on the field, as I've also suspected maybe him who was replaced. Here come the Lions, chance to add a third maybe. Opted to maintain possession. O'Donoghue. Built it away. And this was O'Donoghue once again. Not much movement going on in the attacking half.
what I can say though, I must say is that I must say kudos to Max. Um, Max has really put in a shift for the entire game. Well, I don't know how much football he plays overseas, but he has certainly put in a good shift playing on both sides. Now he has switched sides and has gone over to the right side, and Dalik has come to the left. You're not missing any football. Some treatment there has been given to is that Keanu again, and certainly they may look to at least probably give him a rest because certainly cramping up. It's been hard work out there, Doc. We played some into the 85th minute of play, 2 goals to 1 in favor of the Roaring Lions. Brilliant goal there, scored by Oliver Screechy Walker, and I was talking to referee Rose on the outside, and he was saying he could bet money that Screechy would have buried one of those. And the statistician there in Porty said, well, he begged to differ. So I certainly need to ask him if that is still the case.
Well, what I will say is that I don't think anybody could have missed the chance that Screechy scored. It was put on a plate. Brilliant work by Mighty over there on the right hand side. Yes. Play has resumed here. Another sub will be made by the Lions momentarily. O'Donoghue to Gishad.
So Docs United, they will certainly need to look to do something different.
Johnny across to Stewie. Oh, he's offside.
Yes, yes. And the man there, they are there in Millington's right target. And yes, we're going to see the substitute of Keanu. And he will be replaced by, look like Mark Anthony.
Mark,
Is
yes.
that Mark?
And for the Ducks United, it is going to be Smiles coming off the field, and I think finally we're going to see Loxley Parker.
And I think certainly a little bit too late. Might be just a little bit too late, but still got some time left, certainly.
I think it's a lot too late. As they come once again, it's in towards Capel. Capel to Screechy, trying to go back to Capel.
Yes, certainly should have been a return pass back to Capel, but I think what Screechy was trying to do was do a little cheeky flick pass. There's a man on tab again, Jermaine Hughes, the ever-present Hughes.
As he's going to find Capel once again. Capel cutting inside, having a drive at goal, and Lanton will collect.
Yes, I almost thought he was going to be a David De Gea there.
Yes, and those of you that didn't get that reference have to go back and look at that Brentford game with De Gea spill an absolute sitter. And Brentford beat Manchester United 4-0.
Yes, it was. It's just certainly not the Manchester United we're looking at all. And
But they would have brought in some reinforcements today with the announcement of Casemiro signing from Real Madrid.
did he actually sign?
Well, it's been announced by Manchester United that they have an agreement in place for Casemiro, so he is signed to Manchester United as of now, and they do have some interest as well in Frankie de Jong of Barcelona. They also have interest in Gakpo and Anthony from Ajax. So they have some reinforcements on the way.
Well, that Casemiro signing there, Casemiro is certainly looking to chalk up the dollars because
Well, he is, from what I've heard from reporter Fabrizio Romano, he is almost doubling his salary from Real Madrid.
Yes, so that's just a more economical move. But I was listening to some pundits as well, and they say, well, everybody who goes to Manchester United, the standard goes down. So
As you would have seen on previous occasions where world-class midfielders went to Manchester United and completely fell off a cliff. Went back to the olden days where the likes of Owen Hargreaves went to Manchester United and got injured. And in recent times, Bastian Schweinsteiger went to United from Bayern Munich and completely fell off a cliff.
yes. Well, this encounter here, we're into the 90th minute of play, and it's the Roaring Lions. Ball given away there by the Ducks United. They can ill afford such. Mark, I'm trying to find John, but Ricketts picks up, finds Captain Matter, and they certainly will definitely need to get the ball in the attacking third. Won't do any good for them playing in defense. Yeah, Doc.
Not at all.
As fittingly the rain comes down again.
Again, we needed the rain because it's been hot. It's been very hot. 5 minutes of added time signaled by fourth official White.
5 minutes. Well, a lot of stoppages.
We've seen what happened the last few times. We had a lot of extra time. As the ball comes in, Burris collects. We've seen the likes of Ricardo John on scoring in extra time. And numerous occasions when he has had as another man goes down for the Lions. So a number of injuries in this encounter. The rain is coming down very hard.
Well, they certainly don't have the numbers on the bench, the Roaring Lions. Maybe Coach Fishy might need to be putting on a jersey, and certainly definitely need to tough it out as much as they can. See whether or not they can hold out. But unless if it was I who was out there, unless I was really pressing it and couldn't go, the quicker these minutes go for me, the quicker I can get off the pitch as well. But these guys has been playing and running hard, and that looks like Max. Yes, Max is probably just feeling the pinch of things now, and maybe haven't had a run out for some time, and is really he might certainly need to get a mindset of just staying out there until these 5 minutes.
Screechy, trying to hold up the play. Oh, it's like Parker there. Parker has his pass cut out. Does well defensively to regain possession. Passion. Wyatt to Stewie. Good tackle by Tariq John. No signal for the throw by either the referee or the assistant referee.
I'm just waiting to see. Well, the signal has been called.
I don't know who called it.
It's a free kick, yeah.
Parker plays it short to Mata. A bit of work. He's tackled to the ground. He's playing the other kind of football, the American kind of football.
Yeah, Jay and Miguel just getting tangled up there.
Cross to Loxley Parker. Parker to Stewie. Stewie trying to go inside to Johnny. That would have been a good pass had he gotten it through. Goal kick. Just 2 minutes left for the Lions to hold on.
Yeah, certainly, I think Coach Ben certainly missed the trick there with Parker. They should have been on a lot earlier.
And for Capel, Passion gets in the way. And Not only did he miss the trick with Parker, but when he put him on, he's playing right back. A player of Parker's quality should be playing in his preferred midfield role.
Mark, you can get that twice on Albert Atalanta. The first one with the infringement as well. And referee right on the spot. Certainly not going to let that one go.
Simba. Sabino. Sylvanus. He gives it away. Taken down well by Mark Anthony Edwards. That's a good ball as well. Well, a good idea by Mark Anthony Edwards, but Lantern get there first.
Just a little too straight, actually. The idea was the right one, but just a little too straight.
Just 30 seconds left. What can the Ducks United do?
Well,
will they have a chance to respond? Will they have anything left to say? He's cutting inside. Shot comes in. Just over. That might be the last chance of the game. And what a chance it was for Sylvanus.
Yes. Tafari just overcommitting there just a bit too much. All he had to do was just to hold him up.
Heart and mouth moment for the Lions. We have had 95 minutes allotted by the referee. We have to see what's left. If there's anything left. He's still playing. Still playing as referee Albert Burton. Couldn't keep it in. Ducks throw. Mata towards Ricketts. It goes across to Miguel. Miguel has his pass cut out. Frustration by Captain Mata. Because here comes Capel, and that is going to be it. We said 2-1. It is 2-1. The Lions come out victorious. Goals when they needed them most from Tyreek John and Screechy Walker they are enough to offset the goal that was scored by Jonathan Gishard. The Lions get the 3 points.
Yeah, certainly a good game. Could have gone either way. We did call it and said either way 2-1. It was the Roaring Lions. Both teams, I'd say Roaring Lions had the better of the opportunities though. Had all things being equal and those chances being converted, the numbers, the tally would have gone in their favor because they had the better of the opportunities. But good fought match, hard fought match between these two teams as well as they continue throughout this tournament, this competition, and doing the very same here this evening. And so we will say to you, it was a pleasure beyond measure bringing you these match. We look forward to joining you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We have a motorcade with the under 14. They've just came back from the Santo Domingo playing in this CONCACAF CFU under 14 challenge tournament. They made it all the way to the semifinals and lost in the end to French Guiana. And so we will be really honoring them and giving them a spectacle here tomorrow afternoon, just before we kick off the afternoon encounter between the Diamonds FC playing for the D-League and the Spartans FC. On behalf of Doc, our commentator, this is Tony Fleming saying, pleasure was ours having you joining us live here, right here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium. Thanks to AI Live for broadcasting. Join us tomorrow, same time, same place, when we bring you another edition of live football action here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium. Have a good evening, wherever you are, morning, and we bid you good night.